Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln.
Brian Clark State Farm offers a range of insurance products to fit your unique needs and give you a peace of mind. Our dedicated team helps you find the perfect policy to safeguard your biggest investments. Brian Clark State Farm can steer you in the right direction on auto insurance, and we've got your home covered from natural disasters to unexpected accidents. Contact me, State Farm agent Brian Clark, at 217-732-6211 or visit sfinsurelincoln.com. Go Railers!
The following is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.
Good morning, sports fans. Welcome to the Cheap Seats on WLCN 96.3 FM. We are broadcasting live from Jake's Furnishings. Good morning, Jake.
Good morning.
And joining us this morning, Coach Silkowski and the seniors, some of the seniors from the Lincoln Community High School football team. Coach, final regular season game last night. Jacksonville comes to town, kept it close, had the lead there for a while, and just
ran out of juice.
Just ran out of juice. And, you know, that's kind of, you know, you're 9 weeks into the season and you've got guys playing both ways. That's going to happen, you know. And unfortunately, last night, Jacksonville just a little better than us, you know. But I know we've talked about this the past 8 weeks. You're just proud of the effort that these kids give on the field. And you know, they leave it all out there. But unfortunately, the better team won last night, and you know, nothing to be ashamed of. You know, that's why you play the game. Doesn't always go your way, but the effort and just the mentality of these kids, you know, you've got to be pretty proud of.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, we're still standing in the fourth quarter. To start the fourth, we're still standing, and you know, that's kind of was kind of best case scenario for us. You know, talking throughout the week as a staff, and you know, Coach Lieber and I talk really a lot, and you know, we're just kind of like, all right, if we're still standing in the fourth, you know, we'll have a shot, and we're gonna give it our all, and we did that. We left no stone unturned. We played to win the game all night. You know, we didn't play conservatively. No regrets. We gave everything we had, and That's all you could ask.
And you got to give Jacksonville a little credit. They had a weapon last night that we're not used to seeing. You know, you guys hold them on defense, get them in fourth, but they've got a kicker that can boot the crap out of the ball. And I think he made, a 55-yarder there early, and then some other 48 ones in the game.
Yeah, had a 48 too. Yeah, I mean, you'd imagine that's a Power 4 conference kicker if that's what he chooses to do. He's good.
Good, and
he's the same kid from last year. I knew, he has the range for that, and kind of knew that.
Yeah. They had a big back, too. He kind of wore us down near in the fourth quarter, just trying to tackle him. A big back, a hard runner.
I know the score doesn't show it, but, really up to that point, I think that was the best defensive performance of the season we've had, really. And you can't take away everything that an offense does. You have to kind of look at what they do very well and their top, 3 to 5 things, and you try to take those away. And we took a lot of it away. It was just the one thing, their counterplay is what we struggled with, especially late there, in the second half. And but the other stuff we took away. We didn't want them running their toss play. We took that away. All night they took that away. Their option stuff. I can only really recall one time where he pitched it, and that was late there in the fourth quarter. And they did a lot of that on, in our scout film. That's what their quarterback was really good at, just getting rid of it and pitching it. And we took that away. For the most part, most of the night, we took their fullback away. It was just their one play that, but we took away the other stuff, and it's hard to take away everything.
Yeah.
And, and teams probably say the same thing about us when they play us is, we do some things really well, and you can't take it all away, and just kind of how it went.
And we had some injuries last night, so your playbook maybe shortened up a little bit. Couldn't do some things that you probably wanted to do. Hurt us on offense and defense as well.
Yeah, without Kyle, being able to go, and I thought Seth stepped up offensively, Seth Urban, and did a really good job. Had some really big runs on some counter plays for us. Actually really good. I thought he did a really good job of hiding behind goalie pulling and Bunner and Tate leading through. I thought he did a really good job of just kind of hiding behind those guys and just looking for the hole and making a cut. I thought he did a really good job with that. And then sophomore Quentin Quisenberry stepped up and played defense and really did a really good job. I thought he played very well. Kind of the performance that we even when he was a freshman last year, we thought the kind of level that he could play and what he could bring, he did that last night. So he stepped up, and so did Seth, to replace, as much as he could, a Kyle. And, it's very happy and proud of those two guys for stepping up and, playing as well as they did to give these guys, a chance to achieve their goal.
Absolutely. Jake, you were at the game. You got any comments or questions?
I thought defensively wise, especially the first half, I really felt like you controlled the game.
Yeah.
We had a couple breaks here and there, but great job by the defense, and Frank looked good out there again. There's a lot of guys making plays. The gentleman sitting next to me, he was focused on Frank for other reasons, but he kept bringing him up, and I saw a lot of plays being made out there, and it was good to see.
Oh yeah, he played really well defensively and offensively, like he has all year, and it was a team effort. We stuck together as a team. That was kind of talked about that a lot pregame. Was win, lose, draw, you stick together. We're a team, and they did that. No finger pointing, nothing. It was positive all night. And stayed together.
Coach, you've been doing this for many years, and it never gets easier, after that last game with your seniors. And I know you have a lot of respect and compassion with this team here. Yeah. We've talked about it all year, how, this a solid senior group, great leadership, so it's hard, tough on coaches, to see kids that you've spent 4 years with to, the last night be unfortunately their last game together. And, just tell us a little bit more about this group,
Yeah, I've been saying it for a couple of weeks now, and I'll die on the hill. Like, I think this is the most successful senior class that's ever come through here. Not that we had, a bunch of all-state players or, stuff like that, but they were around in week 9 all 4 years, and I don't know if that's ever been done. I don't think it has.
No.
Especially not in the last 50 years. You know, I can guarantee that. And these guys, every year, week 9 had something to play for. Every single year that they've been here. And, you know, Tate was a starter on that team as a freshman. So he was part of it, and every year they were there at the end. And, you know, we were still standing in the fourth quarter this year, you know, entering that fourth. And I don't know how you can argue that against any other team. Yeah, the senior class last year broke the playoff streak there, winning the streak. And, you know, obviously that's very special. But, you know, these guys played big. Some of these guys played some very big roles on that team last year, too. And, you know, that's why entering this year, you know, some people are like, oh, what is a rebuild year? And, you know, in our coaches' meetings, like, what are they talking about?
Well, I mean,
what rebuild?
It's high school football. There's really no rebuilding. I mean, you get
who you get.
Get who you get, and you know, it's not like you've got them for 10, 15 years where you can rebuild. I mean, you gotta take your roster year in, year out, and plug people in. In Tate's case, you know, he's never played quarterback before, and kudos to him for stepping up and grasping that role. Where, you know, you've got kids playing out of position that may have not ever played that position, but you know, it is what it is, and you just got to plug and fill those kids in.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, you know, we knew that was going to affect our offensive line play quite a bit, and you know, some guys stepped up, and you know, we were able to take over roles, and in Sean Hicks at our center took over for Zach, so we were able to move Zach's position, you know, move him over, and then you have, you know, Alec Claudio stepped up and, you know, helped us out, and first-year player Will Bickle kind of, you know, was able to help us in some spots too, as you know, coming off the bench and help our O-line when needed. So yeah, they you know, we scratched and clawed is really, I think, the best way to describe it, is if, you know, we just scratched and clawed the entire season. Yeah. You know, to put us in position, and you know, we kind of knew this was going to be they were going to be a tough team, our group this year, and not necessarily just physicality tough, but mentally tough, and able to kind of overcome things and, you know, ride the wave. And you know, we were still standing. You know, I know I keep saying it, but it's, you know, it's just kind of what I keep going back to is, you know, we were still there. Well, we're still there at the end.
It's a Central State 8. You know, it's a tough conference. I mean, you got to prepare every week. I mean, you look at your schedule, and there's no easy teams, you know, and you have to prepare week in, week out. And you can't go down the schedule like, this is a sure win, this is a sure win. No. Just because the conference is tough, and you expand the conference, and you bring in a Quincy Notre Dame, who's a fantastic football team.
Number 1 in 2A right now.
Yeah, and then obviously you got Rochester, Glenwood, SHG, which we didn't see them this year, but
U-High is a really good football team.
U-High.
I think our. You know, and even, you look at, Eisenhower, we do expect to win those games. Yeah. But they have some athletes that can make you look really silly if you don't prepare right and do the things and be in the right position. And, of course, then when you're in the right position, you got to make a play against a kid that, in some cases, is just a lot more athletic than you and can make you look really silly. And, you know, we were able to do that. And, you know, I think it's, you know, really a testament to these guys who've been a part of it for 4 years is, you know, it used to come in and, you know, a lot of the conversation was, well, is this week a winnable game? Like, everything was, is it a winnable game? And now I think I hope our program is now at the point where we expect to win those games. And they're not just, you know, can you win them? It's how much are you going to win them? You know, we're able to put teams on running clocks, and you know, and these guys are a part of that. They were doing it. They've been with us the whole time doing it, and you know, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a fun ride with them.
Absolutely. Well, let's get to these guys. Who's got the mic here? All right, let's start with you. Tell us your name.
I am Peyton Bunner.
Peyton Bunner, and position?
I'm a running back, and I'm an outside linebacker.
Okay. And, you know, great season this year. I know it's tough, obviously, knowing that's your last game playing, you know, on the high school football field. And, you know, give us your take on the season.
Yeah, it was a real emotional night, a real emotional season overall. It was tough pushing through all 9 weeks of it, but I loved every single moment of it.
Yeah, I can tell when you're out there, you're pretty passionate about the game. Hard runner, hard to bring down.
Yeah, that's what you gotta be. You gotta love the sport. If you come out for football, you gotta find something inside you that you really love it.
Yeah. And when did you start playing football?
I actually started in, I think, 6th grade. I played 3 years of youth football, and when I got to high school, I thought I didn't want any part of football my freshman year, and I realized how big of a mistake that was.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I love being a part of this team and this family.
Well, I'm sure Coach appreciates you coming out. I know you were a big piece of the team this year, and it was fun watching you out there. Do you have any future plans?
I'm hoping to play college football. I'm trying to put myself out and get myself recruited because I don't know if I can give this sport up yet.
Yeah, it's tough. You dedicate, your life to it. Your past 3 years, like you said, or even in JFL, and just it's hard to turn off the switch, and it's tough. But good luck with that. Was there any favorite game you had this year that stood out?
I would have to say the MacArthur game. That was, I'd say, one of our toughest games we played all year, and we played great both sides of the ball. We came out of the first half of the game down. We came back out the second half. We pushed through, and we got that win. Yeah. And it was really just the big plays overall. We blocked the PAT. We took it down. We had big offensive drives. It was just a great game to be a part of.
Absolutely.
What was your more favorite part? Is running up the middle, getting a big game, carrying some guys with you, or catching a ball, turning it, and just plowing a couple smaller guys?
I love running up the middle, man. Running the football is my favorite part about playing this sport. Like, whenever Silky gives a play call and the ball's in my hands, I just get a little bit of joy in myself.
All right. I kind of a couple of those catches this year. I'm not going to say they looked awkward, but maybe your positioning wasn't exactly what you wanted to make it an easy catch. You made it look a little tougher, and then you just absolutely ran over a couple of the corners or the safeties that were coming up, and those were always excited to see you out in the open field like that, running over those guys and really getting some space in the fields was always fun to watch you out there.
So he wasn't a finesse runner, he was going to run you over.
I'm pretty sure he was gunning for whoever was on that side of the field most of the year, so
yeah.
At least that's what it looked like from the stands.
Right. Play any other sports?
Yeah, I used to wrestle, but I'm giving it up this year.
Okay.
I'm giving it up so I can focus the winter on getting myself recruited for football.
Yeah. Get in that weight room and do what you can. Yeah. Being a senior, the year flies by. I tell you, the football season it seems like it just started yesterday, Coach, and now here we are. And, but a great season. Loved watching you out there, and keep in touch and let us know what your future plans are.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, who's next here? Who has the mic? Right. All right, name?
Aiden Fry.
Aiden Fry, position?
D-line, nose guard.
Okay. What was your favorite game this year?
My favorite game would be MacArthur game as well.
Yeah, that's one of those games, Coach, where you knew you had to have. That was kind of towards the middle of the season, kind of put you over the hump, and it sounds like that's the
turning point.
Yeah,
that was a turning point game for us, and that was huge. That was a total team effort there too, which was those are always the fun ones when it's not a single guy stands out and when everybody kind of rises to the occasion.
Right.
That was definitely that night.
Yeah. Future plans?
I would like to join the Marine Corps.
Okay. That's a good route to go.
Yeah, I would definitely feel good about him protecting this country.
Yeah.
He's a guy you want protecting our country.
For sure. Absolutely. Well, great season. And any other sports? You're a wrestler, right?
Yeah, I'm a wrestler.
Yeah. So you've been on here before, right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
I think you're right.
Oh, okay. So, great
story,
season.
Scotty.
Yeah, well, we come prepared. Yeah, great season, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Aiden Crane.
Aiden Crane, position?
Wide receiver.
Wide receiver. What was your favorite game?
I like the MacArthur game. Like, we just played it as a team, and we made some big plays, and kind of brought us together. I think during the middle of the season, we had it was a must-win game to at least get us a chance at the 5th win. So we fought for it, and we got it.
Absolutely. Future plans?
I want to become an accountant, so I'm applying for colleges right now, and that's pretty much my future.
So a smart guy. Probably knew all of his routes and all that.
He did know all of his routes. He's actually very good at that, and was very good with the underclassmen and kind of helping them out, kind of like a coach on the field there. We didn't have a very large varsity wide receiver room. Maybe just him was in that room this year. It was not a position we had a lot of depth at, but he did a really good job of taking some of those underclassmen, those freshman kids under his wing, and kind of teaching them, how we do things here. And he knows everything. He knows the whole offense. And what game? It was a game that we weren't really sure if Tate was going to be able to go, and Dylan was going to be the quarterback. And I'm like, oh man, we don't have a backup. So Aiden Crane came over and started learning how to play quarterback for a day, and then Tate got cleared and like, okay, that's over. go back to receiver. but he was the one that we were going to go to in that role. It's like, all right, well, who can be the backup in an emergency situation if we need it? And it was Aiden was the only first one that came to mind. Is like, he knows everything, he knows our system, so it was an easy call.
Right. Well, great season, and
thank you.
We look forward to your future endeavors.
I'm Tate Johnston.
Tate, yeah, we know who Tate is. Unfortunately, hang out with your uncle every Saturday.
Yeah.
But you kind of awkward year for you. You kind of got thrown in the quarterback mix. Never played it before, have you?
No, never played it. I wouldn't want it any other way, though.
Yeah, I would say you took the role and you ran with it. And we've talked to Coach all year about it, and just the way that you progressed, from day one. It's a big step, and just some kids these days, when they're put in a different role, they don't always accept it. Oh, that's not my position. I'm this, and this. You did a fantastic job. How do you feel your performance was this year?
At times I was up and down, but I think stepping in from being an O lineman to quarterback, I think I did as much as I could, and I definitely tried as hard as I could to be successful for this team.
Absolutely, and played some linebacker as well, which I know you've played that over the past years. And, coach has to take you out of linebacker because, you can't afford your quarterback to get hurt.
Yeah.
And so, but you were in there when he needed you.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to step out from playing linebacker. That's what I truly love. But I knew I had to do it for the better of the team. So.
Now, where do you get your quarterback skills from? Was your uncle out there, like Uncle Rico out there in the backyard?
I don't know.
Showing you some things?
I think it's just natural.
Just natural?
Yeah, it's that Johnston gene.
Yeah, natural. No, but a great season. You have any future plans?
I think I'm going to go study finance somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What was your dad's first reaction when you told him you were going to be playing quarterback?
I think he kind of expected it, really. We knew we didn't really have a quarterback step up, and he kind of knew that I could have been the guy, and he wanted me to do it, so he was excited.
I remember the first time he brought it up to me, we were sitting at the breakfast counter at my mom's, and he's like, I think Tate's playing quarterback. I literally was laughing out loud.
That was the reaction I got from a lot of people.
I was like, no chance. He's going to play. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to play defense. And then he's like, no, I think he's playing quarterback. I was like, well, all right. He's smart enough. He should be able to figure it out.
Smart enough, athletic enough, and threw the ball well this year.
Yeah, that MacArthur game, I really love that game.
Yeah.
I feel like I threw the ball really well.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And ran it 20 times for 120 yards.
Yeah. Would have been fun to see him with a quarterback's coach for a couple years under his belt to see what he really could have done, because he does have a really good arm, actually, from watching him in baseball and everything else throughout the years. So would have been kind of fun to see his athleticism really shine with a little bit of work with the footwork and all that kind of stuff too. So
yeah, it's just kind of odd seeing somebody athletic out there with Johnston on their back of their jersey. It's just kind of makes you feel good as an uncle, doesn't it?
Well, it does make you feel good. I will say that, yeah.
Now, he's had nothing but high praise for you, and, great season. And we look forward to seeing what you do down the road.
Yep, thank you.
I will say last time I played him in basketball, though, I won. So I still got that. We'll never play again. It's never going to happen. But
probably you strain a hammy or something?
I mean, if I was going to try to play him now, I would.
Yeah.
Before it even started.
All right. All right, who do we have here?
Jaden Gully.
Jaden Gully. And position?
Middle linebacker and tight end.
Say tight end. I know you had some big catches this year as tight end, and tell us a little bit about how your season went and what your favorite game was.
I think the season went pretty good. I was put in a new position playing tight end, and I really just found a love for the position, to be honest. And my favorite game was probably Eisenhower, just the homecoming game, all the hype around it, scoring a touchdown, felt great.
Yeah. Future plans?
Just plan on going to college. I don't really know what I'm going to do, but
well, you got time to figure it out. Yeah. Coach, tell us a little about Mr. Goalie here. I know, like you said, you moved him in at tight end, and it looks like he kind of took that position and, ran with it.
Yeah, he was starting the summer at running back, which is kind of where he's been, the other 3 years heading into it. And we had somebody else playing tight end, and that we were trying out there and didn't really work out like we had thought it was going to, and Jaden stepped up to do it, and thought he did a really good job. I thought he was a very good blocker for us. He was very, very consistent. We were able to run anything we wanted, run game wise with him at tight end, and he's super smart too, super smart kid. So he was able to pick up on things very, very quickly, and played two ways all game, all year, and never came out for a blow or anything. Just very reliable. Good punter too. Stepped in and been punting for a while for us. So had a really good year doing that, and big touchdown against MacArthur there, and some other catches throughout the year too.
All right. Future plans? Did I ask you? Okay.
Going to college.
Can't remember.
He'll figure it out.
Yeah. Who do we have here next?
I'm Carter Heiser.
Carter Heiser, position?
D-tackle.
D-tackle. And favorite game this year?
I'd say the homecoming game.
Homecoming against Eisenhower? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and how'd you feel? Did you have a good season this year? Are you happy with, how you performed?
Yeah.
Yeah? You left it all on the field? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Future plans?
I plan to go to trade school to become a lineman.
Okay. It's a great trade to have.
Great need right now.
Great need, yeah. A lot of traveling probably, But all right, great season, and let us know. You play any other sports?
I might go into wrestling.
Let's say
kind of
look like a wrestler.
Kind of keeping everything open right now.
Keeping everything open. Wrestling's probably starting up here in the next couple weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah. All right. Well, great season, and good luck in the future.
Thank you.
Name?
Kyle Keeler.
Kyle Keeler. Now, you were kind of on the IR last night, so you didn't get to participate. And I know Coach, whenever, obviously when you're not in there, the playbook kind of shrinks a little bit. But how do you feel your season went?
Overall, I thought it went pretty well. I thought MacArthur was a pretty good game.
Yeah, you had a couple big tackles in that game.
So you played DB, and offensively you were
running back.
Okay. Yep.
Kid got picked on all the time too. They always threw the ball at him.
Well,
he always made some good plays on him too. Yeah. They had picked on him all the time.
Right.
All the time. Yeah. They made a lot of good plays. Like he answered the call. Like kind of expected it. Teams don't want to throw at Gabe, so he got picked on the other guy, and Kyle held his own.
Held his own, right? Exactly. Future plans?
Go play college baseball.
Baseball? That's your sport, baseball?
Yep.
Jake, it looks like you have something to say.
Well, I mean, this guy's kind of a jack of a lot of trades. I mean, he plays football, baseball, electrician on the side, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he can do a whole bunch. And, seeing him work with a buddy of mine, I think he's got a pretty bright future. Definitely got the good work ethic. And, did he make some receptions this year, too?
Yeah.
I was going to say, he seemed like one of Tate's more favored receivers, it seems like.
Yeah, hit some on some play-action bootleg stuff, and on the crossing route was kind of his deal, and had a couple of big runs on some counters, and very physical player for sure.
Now this is kind of the question for the receivers and the tight ends. When the play's called, do you go to the huddle and tell Tate, hey man, I'm open, come on, throw me the ball, I'm open? Any of you guys do that?
Nope.
No?
I can recall though sometimes Tate would be like, Kyle, I'm gonna throw this one at you.
So you had to make sure you were open.
Yeah.
So he didn't even bother going through his reads. He just knew he was going to you.
I would say that.
I don't think he did that, but I think he had his eye out.
He kind of knew the matchup. So
I mean, even last night's game, T would be up in the huddle. He'd be like, "Goalie, get open." Like, "Gabe, go get open." Like, he had his guy picked out before he even threw the ball.
Yeah, that's good.
In fairness, a lot of that is one read stuff, though. I mean, it was a lot of our play. A lot of it was play action, and kind of sucking guys in, and a lot. We tried to simplify it, and just hey, if this, then that, and since he's played defense for so long, and Tate understands the game probably as much as any other kid we've ever had play for us since I've been here. He knew where it was going to be at, and it was just throw off this guy, and since he had such a knowledge of defense, it made it easier for him.
Easier for him, yeah. Well, guys, I hate to see the season end. You guys been through a lot, and credit to you guys, just the way you went about yourselves. You put it all on the field. Unfortunately, just came up a little short. Nothing to be ashamed of. 4 wins at Lincoln's pretty good. With our past history, and obviously you want to move on for what you did last year, but unfortunately just fell a little short. But I wish you guys nothing but the best in the future, and stay in touch. We always like to see where Railers go down the road, and it sounds like to me you guys will all be successful in whatever you guys do. So thanks for coming in, and enjoy the rest of your senior year.
Thank you.
Well, Coach.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Our time has ended. We want to thank you for coming in, every Saturday and talking with us. So we appreciate it. We enjoy it, and we love talking football with you.
Yeah.
But now you get to go enjoy your family Saturday mornings and not have to sit with us buffoons. And
I enjoy coming here every Saturday and talking about these guys and all their successes, and it's been a heck of a ride.
Well, now we build for next year. You got to sit back and kind of cherish what you had. Now it's always moving on, unfortunately, and now you got to fill in the pieces for the upcoming season, which it'll be here before you know it.
Yeah,
it always just kind of flies by, but a great season, and hate to see it end.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll celebrate these guys November 4th at our banquet, and then we'll close that out, and then we have a lot of work to do to move forward and replace these guys. But I think these guys have done such a good job with leadership, and that they do things the right way. They're very committed, have been the whole time, and I hope our underclassmen, their returning players, have learned that from them, and I hope that they watched them over the last year or so and want to emulate them. That's kind of all you can hope for.
Absolutely. All right, guys, thanks for coming in, and we're going to take a commercial break. Come back, we'll have more here on the Cheap Seats, WLCN 96.3 FM.
This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com.
Are you sick and tired of the telephone calls, text messages, and ads in the mail for Medicare open enrollment? Medicare open enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th. Changes made during this time will go into effect January 1, 2025. Feel free to call me, local Medicare agent Darrett Entwistle, and set an appointment to go over 2025 changes and plans. My office is in downtown Lincoln, or I can meet with you at your home if you like. Again, call me, Darrett Entwistle, your local Medicare agent and your friend in health insurance, 217-651-8046.
Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln.
From the 2024 Lady Railers State Champion Basketball Team, and you're listening to Cheap Seats on WLCN.
Seats. Boy. WLCN 96.3 FM and No Show Joe.
No Show Joe. Hey, man, I'm running a little late. I said 9:30. I'm pretty darn close.
9:37.
Pretty darn close.
Show's almost over.
I'm sorry I missed the kids, man.
Yeah, you did.
Good kids.
Yeah, great.
Some tough football players right there, man. Some tough football
players. For sure.
Yep.
Speaking of tough football players and tough coaches, Coach Lyons on the line. Good morning, Coach.
I don't know how tough he is.
Good morning, guys. Morning, guys. Joe, it's nice of you to show up for a change. You know?
Yeah. We talked to you last week, and
not get on their little wagon, okay? There's not room for you on their little wagon.
There's always room for Coach Lyons on our wagon.
No, there's not.
Well, guys, it's a beautiful fall Saturday morning, and Spartans are in the playoffs, so I don't have too much to complain about.
No, you take on a team last night, and you throttled them, Coach. You guys are putting some points on the board. That's got to make you feel good.
We've been really good offensively. It was really a great night for Spartan football. A lot of firsts in school history last night. Obviously, we qualify for the third time in a row. That's never happened in Olympia High School, but our offensive line and just played a tremendous game last night. Our fullback, Jimmy Lawler, he breaks the school record in rushing last night, both single season and in a single game. He had 420 yards rushing last night.
Oh, God. Whoa. Let's back up a minute.
Feeding him.
420?
Yeah, 35 carries. Yeah. We gave him the ball a few times last night, and he finished the regular season with 1,540 yards in 8 games. So wow, he's a special player, especially for a sophomore. And I think he's the other thing is and he realizes this. He's just got a tremendous group of 5 guys. Really 7 guys blocking for him every time, because we have 2 pretty special tight ends as well. And so it was kind of fun to watch the machine at work last night.
Must have a pretty good offense coordinator
420 yards, Joe.
Well, I mean, that depends on who you ask, right? You know, if you're a fan of throwing the football, they're not necessarily a fan of what we do, but you know, it's all I know how to do, so that's why we're doing it.
Just keep doing it.
Well, the only thing that matters at the end of the night, you have more points than the other team.
Yep,
so it
just
doesn't matter.
Score one more.
Doesn't matter how you get them.
You know, we've done some. You know, we've been up and down on the defensive side of the ball, like, you know, but, you know, you give Auburn credit, too. I mean, they've scored points all year. They had a senior quarterback who I think's really good. Might be, you know, he's probably one of the best kids at throwing the ball in the whole league, and he threw some tremendous passes last night. And he threw some great balls, and you know, we got to get up there and make plays, but their kids made plays, you know, so we just were good enough to score when we had it. So Coach,
going to the playoffs, have you kind of did your research? Do you trying to anticipate the path, who you might get, where you're at?
I tell people this all the time. I mean, we had enough to worry about with Auburn, so I wasn't really worried about whoever it was next. I mean, there's so much that can happen in these last 2 days, and it's all going to shuffle around. And the people that think they have it figured out, they get it pretty close, but it's not. It, you know, often somebody gets beat that nobody was expecting to get beat, and all changes around, and then, you know what, come tonight when that name comes across the line, we're going to prepare for it just like anybody else, you know. And I don't know that wasting a whole lot of energy on figuring out who that's going to be.
You've wasted a little bit though, right? A little bit of energy.
Well, I mean, you know, I mean, you want to get somewhat of an idea, but you know, I mean, I remember our first year doing it, I was like, oh, we're going to for sure play Nashville. I thought it was 100% sure. So I actually did like a whole scouting report. I watched like 4 hours of film on NFHS, and then we ended up playing Benton. So, you know, like I just figured that was a waste of time. I could have been doing something else. So anyways,
you went down there and beat Benton, did you? You went down there and beat Benton.
We did. Yeah, we did. Yeah,
on their fancy new field.
Yeah, it's great. That's a cool stadium. If you've ever been down there, that's a cool place to play football. Well, anyways, I tell our kids this all the time. You know, the real opponent, and what you learn the more you do this, is the real opponent's yourself. You know, and if you can, in high school football, if you can find a way to not beat yourself, you're going to have a pretty good chance of beating whoever you play, no matter what. So.
And you're sitting in a good spot. You're going to get evenly matched somewhere.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's going to be, you know, I mean, you know, going 6-3 and winning last night puts us in a place where we're going to play somebody a lot like us. Yeah. You know, somebody who's really good and, you know, maybe lost a close one here or there. And I told the kids, and Joe, you know this too, you know, once you get to this point, the margin of error, it gets razor thin, right?
Joe does not know this.
little mistakes here and there, and you can end up with a bloody nose, right?
I mean, in these type of games, it usually comes down to 3 or 4 plays, and if you make 2 of those 3, you got a chance to win that game. If you lose 2 of the 3, you're probably going to lose. So, so our point is and that's where your focus and attention to detail during the week matters, because and you never have to worry about that come playoff week most of the time. They're pretty focused.
You want a Friday or Saturday game?
You know, I think it all depends on who we play. If it's somebody local, I'm all right with playing on Friday night.
Are you?
Yep. I don't really have a problem with that. I think if we got to go more than a couple hours, then it doesn't make sense to play on Friday night. So
Saturday afternoon
Saturday morning,
is great,
which is great too. You know, that's kind of something special about the playoff experience, is playing on Saturday. like last 2 years, we played on Saturday at Greenville and at Benton, and those are great memories for the. You hear when your seniors walk through, they'll say their favorite memory. You heard Benton, you heard Greenville over and over again. So
Sure.
Those are great memories for those guys. Those long bus trips and those long bus ride home that are just amazing for the first 30 minutes, and everybody's like, well, are we home yet after that? But it's a lot of fun.
I like the Friday Night Lights during the season, and then I think the playoffs are just more fun on Saturdays.
Saturday is just fantastic.
Saturdays.
But
you get the smell of the pork chop in the air.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys just tailgating out there, and I'm just spending 2 days worried, sick.
Well, I know one thing you're not worried about, and that's your game day outfit, but we're working on that. Yeah. So, did you say my game day outfit? Yes.
Joe?
Let's try to change that up this year.
I'm a sharp dresser for sure.
Something right now. You need help, bud.
Shorts and Hey, you know what? When you wear shorts and a t-shirt to school every day and you put on khaki shorts and polo, people think you're cleaning up.
People think, for sure.
Yeah, we'll find one of those pictures. It was a little ridiculous. I think I have one on my phone.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Coach, are you planning on some kind of pairing party tonight?
Yeah. We got a fun little night planned. We're hitting up Mightier Bowl tonight. We're going to do some bowling, some pizza. The kids like to challenge me. That's I grew up in a family of bowlers, so
that's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny.
I think that's the first time that's ever been said on the air.
Family of bowlers.
Family, we're proud bowlers. Proud bowlers. Right. My brother was a national third in the nation, and when I was 14 years old. My older brother was. So.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, the Coca-Cola tournament.
Well, you went the different route, didn't you?
Big advantage in bowling.
Yeah. Our camera guy, Lloyd Kirby, he also has a family of bowlers. I think his sister was, was she the top lady in America? She's right there. She's awfully good. I think she was in the Bowling Hall of Fame in Missouri.
How good?
Yeah. Real good.
Well, Coach,
we got a bowl off there at the studio. Joe, where's Joe placing?
It's going to be bad.
First of all,
he's going to be complaining about his back and his
First of all,
out.
You're the bat guy.
Good luck.
Your backsplash.
Yeah, good luck with Joe showing up. That's the problem.
Well, under over beers, though. You got to feel good about that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I can compete. I can be competitive.
He's competitive when it comes to beers. That's that Irish.
If there's beer and food involved, he'll be there.
I'm competitive.
Half hour early.
Especially if it's paid for.
Maybe there's a chance.
Nice. I'll tell you what, Jim's quick today with this.
Well, Coach, we're going to keep an eye on you tonight and see where this how this unfolds and where you're going and who you're playing, and maybe try to hopefully get a home game that first round.
Yeah. Well, I imagine we'll probably be on the road, but hey, let's win that one, and then we'll get to come home.
Absolutely.
On the next one, and hopefully we can have you guys over, and hopefully, if we're playing on Friday night, we talk to you guys on Saturday morning after a Spartan victory.
Yeah, and I'll get with Jake on coming over to a game, because Joe, like I said,
somewhat unreliable.
No show Joe.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're on me today, aren't they?
Well, no, they're just tearing.
They rode me last week. They rode me last week too. Had a little fun at my expense.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's what you get when you don't show up.
Sometimes the guy's sick.
Nothing but sympathetic for people that are a little bit under the weather. That's what.
Joe, in my life, you're a pretty reliable person, buddy.
Exactly right. There you go.
Yeah, reliable.
There you go.
Looking out there to buy a life insurance policy. Joe's a guy you can count on to sell you one.
You're a funny man. Listen to him chuckle. Get yourself a box of chuckles.
Well, Coach,
I got a life insurance agent as a father.
I know that.
I understand that.
You grew up in it.
I did. Joe's a great guy. I'm happy to call him a friend.
You keep telling yourself that. All right. Well, Coach, congratulations and good luck, and we'll see tonight who the old Spartans are going to play first round.
Sounds good, guys.
Right,
looking forward to it. Best time of the year.
Absolutely.
It's like Christmas in October here.
Yes, sir.
All
right,
go Spartans.
Yes.
Thanks.
All right, congrats, man.
All right, let's take a quick break, and we'll come back. We'll have Coach Fricky on.
Coach Fricky on. Look at him. Looking good, smiling.
Smiling. All right, you're in the cheap seats, WLCN 96.3 FM.
This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com.
Are you sick and tired of the telephone calls, text messages, and ads in the mail for Medicare open enrollment? Medicare open enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th. Changes made during this time will go into effect January 1, 2025. Feel free to call me, local Medicare agent Dara Entwistle, and set an appointment to go over 2025 changes and plans. My office is in downtown Lincoln, or I can meet with you at your home if you like. Again, call me, Dara Entwistle, your local Medicare agent and your friend in health insurance, 217-651-8046.
Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln.
Hello, Lincoln and Logan County. This is Chris Grau from Grau Chevrolet Buick in Lincoln. When it comes time to choose someone to repair your car, truck, or SUV, don't you think you'd feel more comfortable working with the local people you know and trust? Our team in Service, Parts, and Detail have the tools, training, and knowledge that will get your repairs done quickly with less downtime.
This is Tim Kirkchin from ESPN, and you're listening to Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM WLCN with Joe, Jake, and Shabadoo.
You ever seen him dance?
No, not yet.
He is shabby dude.
You don't
It's
want to
good.
see that. That's a different show.
Pull your shirt off. Dance a little bit for us.
All right. Now, let's talk football. Welcome back to the Cheap Seats, WLCN 96.3 FM. And joining us now is Coach Fricky. Good morning, Coach.
How we doing?
We're doing good. You got to be feeling pretty good about yourself right now.
A win always feels good.
Yeah.
A win on senior night and a win to go seven wins on the season, so that feels pretty nice.
Yeah, it does. And
It's a big
sounds
smile.
Good. Yeah. Tell us what about the game last night. Not much of a game from what we've talked a little bit before we went on.
I've been waiting all year for a four-quarter performance. So, I mean, it's your last home game. We didn't know. We're 7-2, so we didn't know if we're going to host. We'll still find out tonight, but that could be your last home game on the home field. And so you've got a lot of little things to play for, but, man, we got after it last night. My O-line coach, and I talked about this last time, I want to throw the ball. He missed all last week of practice. Oh. Therefore, he got no input in the game plan. We threw for 300 yards and 5 touchdowns in the first half and called it a day with the QB after that. that. So
and that put a smile on two freaky faces.
Yeah, it did. I know.
Your dad
it
too.
made the old man happy as well. Yep. So yeah, we had fun. It was good.
That's that's fun. And you talked earlier before you came on the air about how it was a perfect senior night. How you kind of you get the lead, you're in control, and you can kind of
get everybody in there.
Around.
You know, some of the ones that don't start, and you get to call them off the field, and everybody goes nuts. I mean, it makes the parents happy, and it's really cool for the kids. You don't get to finish every year off like that, but to have that moment leading into the playoffs, plus a momentum builder. I mean, that was fun.
Well, you spoke earlier about how you had the week off, so kids were hungry.
They were, and you could feel that energy at practice. You worry, though. Some weeks you take a week off, you shut that switch off. How are we going to come out the next week? Are going to be flat?
What'd you do last week, like when you came to Friday night?
We did, we actually had some competitions. We did some, put them into teams. We did bench press, squat, deadlift. We went outside, ran some relay races, and then we had pizza. But we wanted to do something competitive.
Yeah, you're going to have to do something.
Keep the juices flowing without getting kids hurt. But the rest definitely helped, too. I'm not going to lie. It was a week 8 blessing to get a bye week, essentially. So
sure, so too.
Yeah, that was nice. But then to kind of get the wheels back moving last night was huge.
Yeah, and they had to come out hungry, that's for sure.
Yeah.
If they're sitting around waiting. Well, and Meridian kind of that a rival?
It is for us, Central A&M, Meridian, and they're close games every single year, it seems like. But a lot of times they want to ruin it for us. They know if they beat us, we don't get to host a game, you know. And if you're a rival, heck yeah, like you want to do that to them. So we knew they'd come out and give us a fight, but we played really well. I mean, it wasn't that Meridian was awful. I mean, our kids played really, really good.
And you got a young quarterback? Is he a junior?
No, I got a senior.
Oh, he's a senior.
3-year starter. I'll have another one next year. I think that's pretty good. But yeah, this kid has been starting since he was a sophomore.
So what are your kids like? Your starters right now, mostly.
It's senior heavy.
Is it?
A lot of those guys are 3-year starters, some 4-year starters, but I've got a mix of juniors in there that are pretty decent. It won't be Barron next year. Which is nice, but it's a senior heavy team, so they're experienced and they're.
That's what I was wondering about. Heading into the playoffs, you're experienced.
Right now, I can just draw stuff up in the dirt, and they know exactly what I want, what I'm looking for. I mean, as a coach, that's really nice to be able to go out and. Hey, we can drop a trick play here and there when we need to, and the guys know the terminology. Everything's just they're thinking like I do now. You know, it's not a bunch of young kids that I'm starting from square one with anymore. So.
It's always good when a kid can look at you. You can see it. You can see it in their eyes most of the time that they know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Some of them run off and you go.
Everybody shakes their head. Yes. Everybody says yes, coach. I understand. But you know when you look into the eyes whether that was an actual genuine yes or not. And those guys have put in a lot of work. They love football. That's hard to find in kids right now in general. Just they all want to play, but like, do you love the game? Are you watching? Half these kids don't even watch football anymore. It blows my mind, but they don't.
Well, another thing is the amount of kids that you have out for football. You know, Warrensburg Latham being a smaller school. Yeah. A lot of these smaller schools in Illinois, they're transitioning to 8-man football because they just don't have the numbers.
Yep.
You know, if they're not consolidating with another school, if they're on their own, it's tough. And credit to you guys just to be able to, fill a squad, 11-man squad.
Yeah, and especially if you're not a program that wins every single year, we're up and down with talent. So when you come off of bad seasons, that's usually it's hard to get kids out. But we're at an enrollment of about 300, and we have 50 kids on the football team. That's easily more than anybody in our conference of a school that size. But you have to get in the hallways. You have to recruit these kids. I'm not saying you have to go out and coddle everyone and kiss everybody's butt, but if you want the kids to play, you have to go out and get them to come out. And we worked really, really hard at that. So.
Yeah, and a lot of multi-sport athletes then?
Yes, that's that. So being from Lincoln, and I talk about this a lot, but I can relate to the basketball kids. I can relate to the track kids. I understand baseball. Like I was a multi-sport guy, so I can go to them and be like, hey, basketball was my first love too. But you'd make a really good receiver. You'd make a really good left tackle with your footwork, and those are the kind of kids you want. You want multi-sport kids.
Sure. Get the athleticism out. Well, let's talk about the playoffs then. So you're going to settle in at 2A, 7-2.
Yep.
Who's our 1 seed in the South?
Well, Arthur Lovington was supposed to be. And they just lost last night to Sullivan. So it looks like Johnston City and Farmington will be the 2 1s. Depending on which way that they slide them. So if we end up as the 8 seed as it's looking right now, we would get to host, and then probably see that 1 seed if it's Johnston City. So.
Well, you know who played them? Shaner went down there.
Really?
Oh, it's a 5-hour trip. They stayed all night. He told me it was a very good football team.
Well, I was going to say, isn't Dixon a lot bigger?
Dixon's 4 in there, too.
Yeah.
But, like, both of them needed a spot in that a game, so he said they went down and made it a trip and stayed all night and all that stuff. But he said that Johnson City was a very good football team. They were big, they were athletic, and he was surprised at how good they are.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's games today that will shake things up, and that's every year I've gone through this. At the last second, everything you thought was going to happen. We got bumped classes from 1 to 2 before. We've gotten flip-flop games here there. We didn't get in one year at 5 and 4. So you have no idea, you know, really until you get there. And I know everybody's crunching the numbers, but those last couple games up by Chicago tonight could have an impact on things. You know, there's some 4 and 4 teams sitting out there that could pull off a win, and one of those could bump teams to 3A, 1A, and it'll shuffle everything. So
yeah, well, that's exactly what Coach Lyons said earlier. You know, he doesn't even worry about.
I try not to look.
He said it's just
you gotta look though.
He's tried it in the past, and it's just a waste of time.
I say I don't look, but I feel like everybody's lying when they say that. Of course, you want to know. Like in the back of your mind, I want a little bit of an idea, but
it's fun.
And it's fun.
It is.
Yeah, I mean,
it is
to be able to do that. You know, just to see who the matchup might be, where you might be. You know, I mean, you'd be.
Well, and I heard you guys talking about the Friday and Saturday deal. My AD already told me that IHSA is pushing for everybody to go Friday for week 1 of playoffs because a lot of the crews have college referees. They still want to ref on Saturdays.
Oh, that's true.
We've already had shortages this year. Tuscola played on a Thursday last week. I want the Saturday game.
Yeah.
And I heard Coach Lyons talking about that. Like, Friday nights are cool, but the Saturday playoff experience, it's just
100%,
different. I don't know how to explain it.
I agree with you.
It's
you
a
can't
whole
sleep.
different environment.
You can't sleep Friday night and Saturday. You're up early.
Plus, you get that extra day to prepare. But also, I mean, like the community. I feel like you get more people out at the game, and I love that breakfast in the morning with the kids on Saturday. So I'm hoping we still get a Saturday. But if it comes down to, do you want a good crew? Then you got to play Friday. I'll play Friday if I get a good reffing crew.
What's your plans tonight?
We got a watch party. I've got a couple chuck roasts on the smoker right now. Do some poor man's burnt ends. We're gonna barbecue it up for the kids tonight.
Well, guess who might show up now?
There's gonna be pulled pork. We got all kinds of stuff. So if No Show Joe wants to show up for some barbecue,
don't get on their wagon, man.
You are invited.
Do not get on their wagon.
I'm just kidding. I got your back.
Does you have your house?
He's got your back.
No.
If he backs over you.
Dutton Ranch? What you have up at Dutton Ranch?
No, we didn't want to drive over to Petersburg for that, but we have a large at a small school. We call them cafetoriums, cafeteria, auditorium. Put them together. Yeah, it's actually a pretty nice little room in there to watch stuff.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, you just put them together, you save money. So there you go.
Well, I know you watching them back and forth. I know that Shaner just keeps watching IC to see if they're going to get in or where, or and then you got to figure out where you're going. But I think he's got to stay up north till he can get down here. So you got to come out of that south. So what's the north look like in 2A?
Well,
like 1 and 2.
It was going to depend on where Quincy Notre Dame ended up as well.
I forgot about that.
Because they were possibly in 2A, and it's
they're good too.
So you're going to go win the CS8 and possibly, and then play in 2A football, which something's got to get done about that. I won't go on my private school rant in any way, shape, or form. But I mean, I've seen some of those teams play, and that's going to be tough. But if Farmington ends up on the other side, and I don't know north and south, but the way ours might get cut will look more east and west. Like Maroa's right next to us. They could go north and we could be south. So we're kind of right there on that border.
They're a good football team too.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them in there. Some years you'd rather get into 3A than 2A, and it's weird how that works out, but it depends where everybody falls. You know? So
I remember that going on for years. You might want to jump places, go up because it's a little easier bracket.
Yep.
Got your hands full. It's exciting either way.
I say either way, it's exciting. Today that's a great day. I mean, watch some Illinois football at 2:30. Beat the #1 team, and then
go Big Red.
Little watch party tonight.
Now you got your Nebraska on.
We won't even
Ohio
talk
State.
About them.
Yeah,
they got their hands full.
They got their hands full.
Well, they got throttled last week by Indiana. What's up with that?
I tell you what, Google him. He'll tell you everything you need to know.
But hey, it's the heart of football season right now with all 3 levels. Like like this is a fun time right
I'll tell
now.
you what,
so.
Saturday morning football is great, though.
Yeah.
Kegs, eggs, and football. That's the way it should be.
Well,
love it.
We can't have that over at some of the high schools.
No,
just across the street.
Across the street.
It's just frowned upon.
Yep.
But Coach, like you said, it's a great time of year. You know, it's exciting. Your kids are excited, and you know, to finish your regular season like you did last night, and maybe now you'll get to throw the ball a little more after they saw what happened.
Fingers crossed. Let's see. O-line coach is back this week. You might go a little more balanced. Had fun for a little bit at least.
He lets you out for a little bit.
Yep.
He wanted to get it out of your system before the playoffs started.
Right.
Well, you know what? When we get the pairings out and we get the times and all that, we'll figure out a time to talk to you next week.
For sure.
See what's
Absolutely.
going on.
I love it. Anytime. Love talking to you guys. So
we love having you on.
Yeah.
You know,
You got to be a regular, man.
It's right up the road.
Yeah,
well, he's
it literally.
I don't know. Does 96.3 FM go up that far? Probably cuts out about Mount Pulaski.
Yeah, it might.
We need to get it stretched out there.
We need to get a bigger antenna.
Well, Jim will work on that.
Yeah, 4-minute drive here for me, so anytime.
Yeah,
I'm here.
perfect.
4 minutes.
So, he lives here.
Yeah, Forest Hills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why you should be on where you need to be regular. Saturday mornings.
I got my old Lincoln stuff.
Once a railer, always a railer, right?
I got the Letterman's jacket still and the jerseys.
There you go.
I don't think I can fit.
You should just wear a little piece in.
I
don't know.
I got some throwback gear.
I can see Joe and I taking a lot more time off now.
There we go. I got my new host. Who knows?
There you go.
Who knows?
Who actually
We'll get you some WLC in
I was going to say, look, you know what? You would gain somebody with knowledge.
Yes, that would get our ratings up.
He would quit this show so fast.
The ratings.
Yeah.
I learned everything I know from Coach, though. So
You didn't learn anything from me. We know that.
pretty much everything.
Well, you're an offensive guy, though, weren't you?
Yeah, but so was he. Was both. He did both.
Both. Freaky can do it all.
I mean, his sons were quarterbacks too.
Yeah.
Freaky was a man child. He can do it all.
Remember his playing days?
Long time ago.
Good.
Yeah.
Well,
Long time ago.
got it all from his mom, right?
Yes, sir.
That's right.
I like that.
See?
Well, Coach, thanks for coming in.
Yep.
We always enjoy having you.
Yep, for sure.
And we'll definitely have you on here, talk some playoffs.
We'll
Sounds
figure
good.
out next week. Yeah.
Good luck.
All righty. Yep, I appreciate it.
Keep it rolling. All right, that's going to do it for us today here on the Cheap Seats. Thanks for tuning in. And next week we'll talk playoff football.
Playoffs,
football.
Playoffs, baby.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun.
All right.
It's going to be fun. All right, thanks for tuning in.
Good day.
Live video streaming of this event is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln and online at merealty.com. The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.